Hi, stickers. I'm here. I'm here. I've been so busy. How is everybody? If you're new here, please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button. If you'd like to become a member, the link's in the description. Willie's in the house. Lordy B. Hello, chat. Love you all. Deb, Ferry, Travis, Rena, Mama Bear, Damon, Carlotta, Deb, JB, Denise, Team Psych Ward, Angela, Jarella, I got questions. P-Day, stick around. Whoa. Taking care of business, Southern Angel Eyes, P-Day today, Thunder 420, Leslie, hi Leslie, I've missed you. Reality Chica, Mrs. Mud Duck. Boy, we got a lot of people in here today. Freedom D, El Raya Sand, Courtney, Chelsea's Mom, Pink Cactus, Summer D, Christy Claw, Anthony. Look at y'all here today. Damon's in the house too. Good morning. Good afternoon. Boo Boo Cat, Salah's Hamster Farm. That always gets me. That's a good one. So I was playing around with my little labels. Look at that. Rosewater face cream, No Madness Boutique. Didn't they fit perfect on my jars? Yay! And then you can just print the quantity you want. Look at that. If you didn't know, I bought a Nimbot. It's a thermal printing label machine. You can buy different size labels. I love it. What a day, right? Listen, you guys, you can't even go a day with this crazy bitch, can ya? Hi, Jamie Lynn, in with the wrench. You got your leave-in? If this is the best only to use on, yes, wet hair. Don't put it on your dry hair, it'll feel oily. I mean, maybe you could, I don't know, I wouldn't, no. Just dampen your hair and then put it in. Like, just dampen your hair a little and put it in because it's meant to mix with wet hair. Dry hair, it might feel too coated or something. I mean, you can always try it. You know what I mean? I don't know. So anyway, thank you. You're welcome, Vanessa. So anyway, yeah, I've been making face cream. And then when I had excess, look at my hands. I had excess. So I rubbed it all over my hands and my elbows. Yes. From the beaters. And then I was like, before I washed the beaters, I took it and I'm like, yes. Thank you. So anyway, our girl, 3 days, 72 hours before she's leaving Kuwait, decided to become a Muslim. What's happening? The X-Files, right? The Transformers. Was she not just raging and making fun of a woman yesterday? And then she deleted both the lives. She's got a lot of deleting to do now, don't she? Girl! Chantal! There's no coming back now. It's not like playing with the Ouija board for content. This is for real. Can you imagine the repercussions if she just did this for content? She don't even know what she's doing. She's losing it. There you go. Yeah, Travis, who fakes that? She would be finished on the YouTubes, just finished. Stevie Ray Vaughan in the house. This is my Bret Michaels, just channeling my Bret Michaels, my inner Bret Michaels, my inner 80s. Jarella, it's too much. Aquarium, just put a fish in the chat. This is cringe. This is cringe. All right, let's see what made her do this. Mr. Tiggs is locked upstairs in my green room. No, he's in my bedroom. He jumped on my bed. Green room's closed. No dogs allowed. The fish are in there. Hold on, I gotta let Mr. Tiggs. He's like a child in this house. Mr. Tiggs! What happened, baby? What happened, baby? Are you in my bedroom? Yeah. Go on. Silly hamster. Mr. Tiggs. Why are you always up to no good? You always got me running up down the stairs. Hold on. Sit tight. Show everybody this big-ass guinea pig. Here's the big-ass guinea pig. Mr. Tiggs. He was up in my bedroom because he snuck up there when I was doing my makeup and getting dressed. Say hi, everybody. You gonna say hi? You were up in my room. Yes, I love you too. Now he wants to go play in the window. The sun's out, so I always open up windows so they can lay in a sunspot. It's a whole thing. He runs my house. So he's up there. Woo! Let me out of your room, Mr. Tiggs. Chatty Cathy, listen, we got a lot to cover. What's cringe? Watch this. Oh, I'll show you what's cringe. And away we go. Everybody ready? Lights, camera. Camera. This is Foodie Beauty. Put up a video. Subscribe if you want. No thanks. I just go in and see if she's uploaded. No thank you. This is enough for me. It's all I can handle. It's about all I can handle. Here we go. You guys ready? We have to pause for commentary. Okay? We have to. Fair Use Act, Foodie Beauty, 1976. Fair as.
Before I get into this video, I wanted to give a brief introduction.
Is this her spiritual voice now? Do we have a new voice? Her spiritual voice? Okay.
As to what led me here. Welcome.
She's acting like this is a documentary. She's gonna submit this to Netflix. Let me do a brief of what led me here. What led you here was a 29-year-old guy, right? A 29-year-old guy.
Welcome to my life journey, and thanks for watching. So in April of 2022...
Oh yeah, the Cuba rage, where you got drunk, cussed everybody out, but swore you found God. Okay.
I decided to go on a trip to Cuba to get away from everything and to do some vlogging. Now, I was in the middle of a very abusive relationship.
Here we go. Here we go.
And I thought I was losing my mind.
She took a picture of herself crying in the kitchen at the villa. She was raging yesterday. Well, not really raging. She was being condescending. Definitely wasn't touched with the spirit of Allah, for sure. Oh my gosh.
And I woke up one day and just felt an immense amount of peace, and I didn't know why. I felt at that moment like I started finding my way to Allah.
What? What? You got drunk and raged. Do we need to play it? That isn't God. That isn't peace. You lost your ever-loving mind. What? Boy, your recollection and our recollection are way off. Way off.
But as a Christian...
Storm says, she's touched all right, but not from Allah.
Didn't feel connected fully somehow, but I couldn't quite place my feelings. Months later...
Wow, look at the filter on this one. Ah! By the way, you can't use filters anymore. And the fake eyelashes, no more. Makeup, no more. No more. Now you're just going to look like a big ball of bread dough. Sorry. You're the one that asked for this.
After nearly giving up on love, God sent me Salah, my beautiful husband, and I went to Kuwait to marry.
Elizabeth, thank you for the $1.99 on the Super chat. She said the Forrest Gump soundtrack adds to this. Right? Right?
Salah is a Muslim man. Shortly after being in the Middle East, I became a hijabi, and I can't explain the level of peace I now felt and love.
You've been overeating and raging on the internet for I don't even know how long. What? So shortly after you arrived, you start having a spiritual awakening? I would have loved to have seen more content like this than you overeating, which is haram, by the way, and raging at strangers on the internet. But all right, continue.
And just total acceptance in every way, support from my husband and from God.
Yeah, support from your husband. Yeah. You too, Salazar, you too, if you pay me $9,000-$10,000, right? You too can be loved by a Muslim man. Oh my gosh.
And for this, I owe Allah my life. I decided that a life of servitude to Allah is what brings me the most peace.
Well, let's hope. Because I really hope this for you. I don't want to judge anyone that has found their way, but I haven't seen the track of you finding your way. You're literally going home in 72 hours, and this is what you decided to do before you go home, where you can be triggered by Nodder. Goodbye, Pete, by the way. I don't care if you're transitioning or not, Pete. She can't live with you. You still have your male, let's just say, physical properties, and that is haram. It's absolutely forbidden. So she's either going to go live at mama's. Good luck to you, mama. We know she ain't going to go live at auntie's because her and auntie aren't getting along because auntie was worried about her, so that got her blocked. Anywho, auntie might actually have a brain cell, and see, she might be getting scammed. Good for you, auntie. Anywho, Pete, you cannot live with Pete under any circumstances, period. So let's just see how much you are into what you're saying.
And I have failed many times to be a quote-unquote good Muslim, as I've allowed emotions
And how did you fix that? You haven't even read the Quran. I don't think you have the attention span to read a Quran. I really don't. You got a 14-hour flight. You might want to start ingesting some of the stuff you just promised and what you're headed for. You don't even understand. We don't play with Ouija boards, and you definitely don't play with religion.
and drama to get the best of me at times, and I still struggle with many demons in my life. However, I will never give up trying. Allahu Akbar. Thank you for watching my story.
لا إله
لا إله
إلا الله
إلا الله
وأشهد
وأشهد
أن
أن
محمدا
محمدا
رسول الله
رسول الله
وأبرأ
وأبرأ
من كل دين
من كل دين
يخالف
يخالف
دين الإسلام.
دين الإسلام.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
Welcome to Islam. You are officially Muslim now.
So you are Muslim now. The 5 pillars of Muslim you must adhere to. You have now just vowed to adhere to. We'll go over them. And we're going to keep an eye on you now. No makeup, number 1. I'm glad to see you're following that when you went into the mosque or into a teachings. I don't know if you're actually in a mosque right now.
مبروك baby, مبروك. Alhamdulillah, مبروك.
Shukran. A nice new Quran, and it has English translation and how to pronounce everything in English. So this will be a really good read as I learn more about my new faith.
ما شاء الله.
You're going to learn Now you're going to learn about your faith. So you and your husband, or whatever he is, haven't been sitting around. He hasn't been teaching you the Quran and the religion. Oh, that's right. Because when he was driving in the car and they had the call to prayer, he didn't even pull over to pray. So I'm questioning Salah, not pulling over. You have to stop whatever you're doing and do call to prayer. Okay, all right.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله. مبروك حبيبتي. ألف مبروك إن شاء الله.
He dressed up for this, but not your wedding. You're not allowed to hug and kiss on camera, but we can now. What is going on? He dressed up for this, but not your wedding. He pats her like a sister, like a mom and son.
Today, Chantal, my pretty wife, became officially a Muslim. Alhamdulillah.
And when are you going to become officially Muslim and start praying 5 times a day? Because I seen you driving the car when the call to prayer came. You didn't even pull over. You didn't pull over and pray. Oh my. Did you make her do this so you can continue to milk money out of her? That now she's a Muslim wife and has to abide by her husband? Did you do this before she goes home? Oh my.
And may Allah bless him. I love you, baby.
Hey guys, Assalamu alaikum. So today I have taken my Shahada.
Yeah, right, Elizabeth? She filmed this, but not her wedding. Thank you so much for the super chat. Because there was no wedding.
So I'm now officially...
Yeah, exactly. So a religious conversion isn't private, but a wedding celebration is. Yeah, that's because there was no wedding. So isn't that Pete's apartment? Yeah, so pretty much she's got to leave. She cannot, under any circumstances, live with Pete. There is absolutely no way she can live alone with Pete. Period. Sorry, Pete. But you can't change the Quran because you want to be more progressive, Pete. Don't you guys start bullshitting us. Oh, man. This will destroy her channel. And I'm glad to see you've removed all the makeup because you're not supposed to wear makeup.
Muslim.
Oh, and you know what else? You cannot wear perfume out in public. You can only wear it at home. In case you wanted to know, you cannot wear perfume in public where men can smell you. Oh, that's going to work out well. Yep, no filters. Well, you can still see the soft glow of a filter.
Follower of Islam. And for those of you who do not know, Shahada is the first pillar of Islam.
Yes, ma'am, we do know.
It's an oath and...
Because unlike you, I've spent the whole morning figuring out what your next move is.
Recited, swearing to only worship Allah and to follow the word of his prophet Muhammad. So those of you who are not...
The last prophet.
...familiar, I'm Canadian. I am married to a Syrian Muslim.
Who doesn't look like they practice their religion. Just saying. You literally were in the car. We heard the call to prayer, and he still kept driving. He didn't stop and pull over. And you have to. That's part of the pillars of Muslim.
Here, who lives
Yes, she has to pray 5 times a day, yes.
in Kuwait, and we are in Kuwait.
They're actually allowed to have piercings. They can have a nose piercing. I read about it.
Now together. So I will be going back home soon for a bit, and inshallah.
Bye, Pete. Goodbye, Pete. Goodbye, Pete.
I will be returning. So for those of you who do not...
If you're lucky, you'll be returning to Kuwait.
You know my history. And just a brief recap. I went from being born and raised Catholic, although my...
Oh, I have another thing for you here, sweetheart. Since we're gonna do this, yo mama is a liar needs to go. Proving he's a liar needs to go. Probably I'm in a mood needs to go. Any overeating needs to go. You might as well clear your channel and start all over. And why didn't you put that on the Why didn't you put that on the Solange Chantel channel? Just asking.
Catholic, although my family was not really terribly religious, but I was baptized and I went through communion and confirmation as a Christian follower of.
But nobody needs a background. What we need a background of, what we need to know is what led you, besides a 29-year-old in Kuwait, what led you to becoming a Muslim? What did you learn about being a Muslim that felt that this was your calling? That's what we want to hear. I don't care about your past. You're going to have to put you're going to have to put the past in the past. And you can't use the past anymore to explain away any of your behavior now that you have reverted to Muslim. Okay? So can we put the past in the past, not blame Nader, not blame the internet, not blame the trolls? Can we just understand what you have learned about the religion that made you revert? Please, this is what we're looking for.
Of Christ, but that was more just of a traditional kind of.
Ramadan won't hurt her at all, Sophia. She eats all night. She sleeps all day and eats all night. So this is going to be nothing to her. But you know what? Oh, wait till I show you some of the nuggets I found that are haram. Oh my goodness. I even think plucking your eyebrows is haram.
Indoctrination, if you will. I never really. Christianity, there was things about it that just never really fully resonated.
Obviously, you're a Muslim now. Can we talk about you being a Muslim? How much do you even know about it? Is that why we're talking about your past behavior? Everybody forget about who I was. Like, you always bring the past up. You live in the past. And you traumatize yourself with it instead of, this was your aha moment. We should never speak of the past again. Let's move forward, people. End of.
Resonated with me, made sense to me. And I went through a period of atheism and then also
playing with Ouija boards.
Became agnostic. And now I would be considered, I guess, a Muslim revert. I will talk more about the reasons for that, why I chose to follow Islam, mostly just when I came to the Middle East and met my husband, Salah. I found a sense of peace when I learned
You had to edit something out.
about Islam that I didn't expect to have.
Then what did you learn specifically? Can you help people out there that may be interested in Islam? Can you ever go into specifics? I mean, you think you'd be screaming it from the rooftops of what led you in, but we'd never get specifics out of you. So it feels like we're going to have to watch through your actions as we always do.
And I found that turning to Allah and putting my trust in Him in a lot of ways helped me deal with a lot of things that are difficult for me now even. And
yeah, because you raged yesterday. So when did you have your aha moment? Last night? Or did you do this so Salah won't leave you? Girl. I'm going to not judge. I'm going to watch you follow Muslim. I'm going to watch you do it. And I'm going to pray for you. I really am. I'm really going to pray for you.
Were difficult for me. Things that I saw maybe at the time as a curse actually became a blessing in a lot of ways and a big teacher. And I still struggle with a lot of demons and within myself.
You shouldn't. If you just gave your life to Allah, there's nothing to struggle with, sweetheart. This comes natural. You have to be a true believer. And you will struggle with nothing. You will be set free.
I have a lot of issues that, as you've seen online, dealing with anger and a lot of character.
We don't need to talk about that. You don't even need to talk about it. Don't excuse it. Just move forward.
That I continue to work on, and I know that the best way to do that for me is to be at peace with God and have faith in the grand plan. Everyone has one.
Everyone has a path. But you're going to still fight the devil. But you need to pray whenever you feel like you're going to rage at somebody, whenever you feel that hatred, that anger frustration, even with your overeating, you need to pray. You need to drop to your knees. You need to open your Quran, and you need to find the answers because they're not within you. That's when you'll fail. So you better be a true believer.
So I'm officially a Muslim. What does that
Yeah, like Huey and Louie said, or stay on script.
mean? Well, I'm in some kind of system, and they take your ID. You have to fill out a form. The place where I
And they never check to see if you're married because they can't, because it's a religious thing. So you guys didn't have to prove you were married. There's that.
went to take my shahada was a very nice woman.
That's the first pillar, is taking your shahada. That's your first pillar. You got 4 more to go.
And a group of ladies, and
See, even to become Jewish, they don't allow people like her to roll in and say, today's the day. Because even when I before I got baptized Methodist, I was 13. I chose to be a Methodist, right? Because I went to a Methodist church for 2 years, learned all about being Methodist, and it was the right fit for me at basically 11 years old. But at age 13, I wanted to be baptized Methodist. I had to go through 6 weeks. 6 weeks of classes, understanding before I made the commitment. Now, she just went in, made the commitment. Now, even in Jewish religion, right? They will fail you over and over to test your commitment. You know what I'm saying? They will fail you over and over. And this could be the step for her to come back and get married, because she may have to be Muslim to marry a Muslim man. There might be some paperwork that would make it easier if she was Muslim. You have no idea what they're up to. Because the fact that I didn't see Salah pull over and pray when they were driving in the call to prayer, right? That was like, oh, he's not a practicing Muslim. So now all of a sudden, he's going to have a practicing Muslim wife, and I'm going to assume he's going to have to, I don't know, start his pillars. Oh my gosh, this is, wow.
I had to recite my oath, and she took the time to just educate me a bit on the background of Islam more, and
Which you should have done you should have been doing this when you were in Canada. You should have been learning, not on Instagram, but through a Quran. Oh my. And I'm sure you can read the Quran in English on the internet.
asked me if I accepted certain beliefs of Islam. It talked about the history, the pillars, and if I...
You could have went into specifics there. We would have liked to have known. There might be people out there interested, and you could be a teaching moment. But no, you edited that part out. When you could have went into a specific, oh my gosh.
accept the pillars, if I accept the...
Yeah, she can't overeat anymore. She cannot rage anymore. And you know what she'll say when she does? I'm still learning.
If I accept Allah as the only creator, and of course I do. Salah also purchased for me my...
Purchased? When you get baptized, you are given a Bible as a gift. You have to buy the Quran?
The Quran.
Yeah, what's her testimony, right? Do you even have a testimony? Besides, I used to be a raging alcoholic, overeating, drug addict, problematic person. Do you have apologies to make to people in your life? Oh my gosh. There's a video I'd like to see. Yeah, did you go to Burger King and celebrate afterwards?
And it's actually a very beautiful book. And it actually has English translated, and it has how it's supposed to be pronounced, and then it has the Arabic version.
I would love to learn. I hope this is your new... I hope it's not an arc or for content. I really, really hope that you don't make a mockery out of this. I really do hope. I really hope you teach us something.
So inshallah, I will...
And that means you can never mention Nader again, or Didi, or reaction channels, making fun of women's faces, their weight. You can't do any of that anymore. You're on a new path.
take the time and
She raged and cussed people out yesterday, Elizabeth. Do you have to give tithes? Oh, yes. Yes, I will show you.
more about my newfound.
She has to give 2.5% of her income annually.
So I know people see so many different sides of me. Some good, some not so good, and I do struggle. Like I said,
No, your struggle's done. You have just ended your cycle. Sorry, you're not on the fence anymore. You made a choice.
with becoming a better person,
I know she was attacking a Muslim woman yesterday. Mrs. Amina. She won't say her name, but Mrs. Amina. And then there was another one. I can't remember her name, but she struck her channel. A woman that literally knows everything about Muslims. She struck her channel because she didn't want to hear about it.
but
Yesterday.
inshallah, with my faith, I will continue on to keep trying to.
No, there's no keep trying. You keep your mouth shut and you pray. Anytime you have those thoughts, anytime you want to roll those words out of your mouth, attacking people, anytime you want to overeat, you need to stop and pray and be a believer.
To become a better version of myself. I believe that we are here to.
It's not even about being a better version of yourself. It's about being what you're meant to be. If you believe that this is who you're meant to be, then you will be it. There will be no constant screwing up. I suggest you don't go live stream anymore. I suggest you only put up edited content. Self-discipline definitely is a part. Give it to God.
To serve Allah, not only ourselves and our own pleasures in life.
Yeah, that was disgusting. Oh, she did end up saying Mrs. Amina's name after worrying that it would cause her to, in parentheses, cream herself, that she was talking about her. Yeah, my goodness. That's disgusting.
Life.
Yeah, do they do exorcisms in the mosques? Get that Ouija board out of you.
And I've lived a life of just doing what I wanted for myself and not really giving it any thought for a long time. And I just cannot believe that I lived that.
I hope this isn't one of your impulsive things for content on your channel. Because honestly, I think in your mind, your channel is your reality. Your characters that you create. And then you want to infuriate people. Dude, that's the devil walking. Oh my gosh.
That way for so long and wondered why my life was so chaotic. So I will do more videos in the future and talking about my thoughts, my beliefs, everything like that. If you
In detail, I hope. And I hope you refer to the Quran when you do it. I hope you refer to the Quran because people would like to learn. There are people out there that actually would like to learn. I'm not one of them because there's some things that I don't believe in. And I guess the main thing is repeated continuously, in my opinion, just for me, because all religion is personal. But for me personally, the constant talking about it's okay to kill non-believers. I'm sorry, I just don't believe that. Because at any point, someone could become a believer, even at 38 years old. So no, I don't believe in that because I believe everybody at some point in their life will have their moment. So I don't believe in that. And that is what turns me away from it. Just saying.
If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them. Positive and constructive is most appreciated. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Masalama.
Okay. So let's see what we're in for here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I want to start here. Here's the 5 pillars, people. Hold on. We have the 5 pillars. She just did Shahada, which is the faith. That is the declaration of faith in one God, Allah, and his messenger. Peace be upon him. That's what she just did. Now we've got the ritual prayer required of every Muslim 5 times a day throughout their lifetime. Not just when, listen, Salah, you were driving the car. It says throughout your lifetime. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You have to stop and pray. Then we have zakat, the almsgiving, the act of giving a portion of a Muslim's wealth to those in need throughout their lifetime. And the exact amount would be 2.5% of your annual income. So now you have to start giving not to Salah, but to actual people in need. And if Salah's going to be the person in need, well, then I think you're missing the mark. Then we have the fasting, the act of fasting during the holy month of Ramadan. So she's going to try to get back to Kuwait so she can fast if she's allowed to. Then we have the pilgrimage. It's the sacred pilgrimage to Mecca required of every Muslim at least once in their lifetime if it is within their means. So what's the pilgrimage? Well, let's go look, because that's the only one I didn't understand. Okay. It is one of the 5 pillars, which means that it is obliged of every Muslim at least once in their lifetime, so as long as they have the means. It takes place during the same period each year. During the month, the 12th month in the Islamic calendar, it begins the 8th of the Dhul Hijjah and lasts until the 13th of Shul. What is it? It's the lunar cycle. As Muslim, it is a spiritual duty, as long as we are financially, physically, and emotionally able to do so, to take a sacred journey. You will cut your hair or shorten it as you fulfill the pilgrimage rituals. You will not have any fear, since he knew what you did not know. He has coupled this with an immediate victory. That's the Quran 48:27. But look at this. I know you guys are saying Ramadan, she could eat all night. No, actually she can't. Did you know in the Quran 7:31, eat and drink, but not to excess. God provides food for us, pure and good, but to overindulge yourself to obesity by overeating, which is unhealthy, is haram. Because the gods say in Surah al-Baqarah, kill not yourself. Deliberately consuming or participating in something that is not healthy and will deteriorate your health is haram. Ha! Girl, you got to start eating healthy. And I also was reading about, as a Muslim woman, you have to prepare healthy meals. You think Salah would have told her all this? Ain't that some shit? Salah. Yes, gluttony is a sin. Drugs, alcohol, all a sin. Maybe she did this to get out of trouble at the airport. Maybe she did this so when she comes back with a work permit and she's a Muslim, they can get married, no problem. I know. So she's not been learning about this the whole time she was there? Because everybody's been telling her when she's live that what she's doing is haram. And she said, well, I haven't chosen a religion yet. I haven't converted. Well, now you did. FFG's going to have a field day with this. She self-indulges on everything. She ain't going to be able to get a work visa. He's telling her that, so she'll keep sending him money. He doesn't practice Islam because he didn't stop the car for the 18th time when the call to prayer was heard through the windows. He should have said, we need to pull over, stop the video. They just drove right past it, kept the video going while she's filming the oil fields, which is also against the law in Kuwait. Oh my God. 3 years of trouble are definitely coming. The pray 5 time goes for Canada too. Yeah. She has to continue the 5 pillars in Canada. She's going to be giving him so much money. Yes, Lungbag knows. She was considering Islam at one point, right? Pink Diamond said a Muslim man can marry any Christian woman. I know. But I think this is his hold on her. He got her to wear the hijab, the abaya, right? He's been getting money out of her. Now she's about to go to Canada, back home in 3 days. He is locking her in, right? They're not married. He's locking her in to this commitment to continue to send her money, or her to send him money. He's going to bleed her dry. Exactly. I agree with you, of age homegirl, basic female. She said, anytime your content isn't pleasing, anytime your content isn't pleasing Allah and does not serve him or promote Allah's teachings or showcase Islam in a positive manner, you need to stop filming. In other words, don't go live anymore. Because you're too impulsive, you get triggered too easy, and you need to work on that. If you're really doing this, God bless you. I mean, really, in all honesty, you can't continue the way you're going. But if you are not doing this for the right reasons, I suggest we'll just pray for you. Because now you've made the commitment. Did she think about her channel? Don't know. Maybe her channel will be all about a glow up, moving forward. Stop the gluttony. Stop the 7 deadly sins, the wrath, the anger, the gluttony, everything she does that is against religion. Right? Yeah, if she's going to disrespect Islam and faith, I say Salah. Get what you can get. Yeah. Well, she's got so many lives she has to remove now. Because there's this balance of good and evil, right? There's this balance now. You're saying this, but your last live stream, you're calling people liars and you're kind of raging. That's got to go. So she's going to need to probably delete, if you ask me. If it's not about money, and she's doing this for the right reasons, I say you delete the Foodie Beauty channel, right? I mean, because if you get rid of all the nasty content on there that's against Allah, it's going to be a bare bones anyway, right? Maybe just stick with the Salah and Chantal channel, because so far, that one's okay. You know what I mean? There's no negativity over there, right? You've tried. It's kind of wholesome. But the Foodie Beauty channel is connected too much with your impulsive, bad behavior, horrible past, right? Let's see if you can do it. She's going to use this to control her family. I don't think that's even an issue. She don't live with them. She can't go home to Pete's, though. End of. That's number one. That is number one. I don't care what she says about him transitioning. He still has male. He's still a male. He identifies as he and him. He's a male. She cannot, under any circumstances, it is forbidden for them to be in the same home together. My. And lying. Girl, don't you lie. This is going to be interesting, right, Beasting? Never a dull moment with this one. You think, Ali AF? Nothing's going to change. She's going to make excuses for all the things she does that are haram or forbidden. Come on. No way. She's going to live alone. No way. You can't change. Yeah, you can't change his DNA. You can't change his chromosomes. You can't. And it's forbidden. And I hope he flushes all your gummies. Haram. Do you think she's really going to stick with this Muslim? No, Maybell, I don't. No, I don't. because she would have been studying this before she even went to Canada. She has literally went for every immigrant there is. Africa, Turkey, Uganda, I think that is Africa, right? Let's think, Egyptian, Syrian, and they all want money out of her, and they've all wanted a place to live. And that's why I'm like, okay, this guy, she didn't meet him in Canada. She met him on Tinder. And he started telling her he is in love with her within 48 hours and he wanted to marry her, right? Within a month, she was over there. I mean, all of this, Armenian, yes. And every one of them wanted money out of her. She said it out of her own mouth. And this is no different. Yeah, things are going to catch up. I feel like this is a big pimple about to pop. We can't change the channel yet, Huey and Louie. We got to wait for the pimple to pop. We have to wait for the, oh my God, she did it. She kicked pizza out. She's studying the Quran. She's making these changes. Oh my gosh. She has been called to Allah. I'm impressed. And my heart is warm. Or it's all a character for content and to keep Salah from wandering off to somebody else. It ain't gonna work. Sorry, Foodie. Or he did it to keep the money flowing. You have to obey. Muslim women have to obey their Muslim husbands. I don't get religious vibes from Salah. Like I said, he'd have pulled over the car and showed us the Muslim way in Kuwait, right? We would have had teaching moments. She thought they were praying at the mosque. No, the mosque sounds the call to prayer 5 times a day. You stop whatever you're doing, unless you're in the middle of surgery, to pray. I know this because we had, listen, my salon, they a bunch of Muslim people, they rented, leased the space next to us, which has to be retail. People, the public has to be allowed to come and go. Well, they locked the doors, they put paper on the windows, and they went in there in their full, I don't know what you call the man's dress, I don't know what you call it, and the headpiece, right? They went in there. And it was where they prayed. They rented the space to pray. Well, eventually the city police went there and seen all the paper on the windows and had these whatever vibes, right? So they demanded that the owner of the, the corporation that owned the retail outside mall investigate what was going on in there. And that's when they, realized that they were using this space for their prayer. They went in there, they kneeled on rugs, they did what they did. It was an all innocent thing, but after what had happened in 2001, they got a little stricter. And especially if you rent a retail space, it has to be open to the public. Hours have to be on the door because you don't want anybody in there, whatever, doing stuff, making meth or whatever, right? So, yeah, like I learned about this stuff, the call to prayer, and they did. They met. They took off their shoes. They went in. They did their prayer, like 30, 40 of them. So I'm just saying, like, she has to not go home and just be herself. Can you imagine? Yes, zoning. It's retail zoning, right. It's not call to worship. It's open for the public. Anyone that rents a space in a strip mall has to open the doors to the public. And you have to specify your store. And there was nothing. They had no, it was weird. Is Chantal a Shia or a Sunni Muslim now? Does she even know the difference? I have no idea. You give it less than 24 hours before she's on raging or something? It'll be a big mistake. She's going to lose everything because she's really dipping her toe in areas that you can't just, I don't know. She's messing with spiritual things, and I think that would bother a lot of people. And she can't make up her own rules. What's forbidden is forbidden. Pete, pack it up, or pack her shit up. She can't even come in that door and stay the night with you in there. She gonna put you in a hotel, or she gonna lie and say that you don't live there. But we'll know when you go live. Can't wait. Yeah, she's got to be accountable to her faith now. I know. I truly believe that she thinks Salah is in love with her. It's going to be sad. It's going to be more heartbreaking than probably the Nader thing. Because we all seen through Nader. We're starting to see through Salah. He's not a practicing Muslim, yet he dressed all up for her to convert or revert to Islam. But he's not practicing. Right? And lied that they're married, and he's getting money out of her. Oh, this is just so much. Kuwait is majority Sunni. Yeah, and they have Christians there too. So this wasn't even necessary, to be honest. She could have done way more time and research and studies. Yeah, I don't think she knows anything about faith. She's never felt it. She's going to feel it, whether she wants to or not now. Just like she felt that Ouija board. Let's find, I'll look at the difference. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, what is the difference? Okay, so there are similarities. Hold on. So the similarities are the Quran. All Shias and Sunni Muslims accept the centrality of the Quran. There's no truth to the accusations that Shias use a corrupted version of the text. The 5 pillars of Islam, both groups accept the 5 pillars. Okay. They both draw on the hadith, although tend to favor different collections of sayings. Okay. The differences. The primary ideological difference relates to questions of religious authority and the leadership of all Muslims following the death of the Prophet. Those who followed the Prophet's closest companion, Abu Bakr, didn't she already say that? Abu Bakr became known as Sunni. So she must be following Sunni, right? Because she said Abu Bakr. Huh. Sunnis focus on following the Prophet's example, whereas Shias focus on the lineage of Muhammad's family through a sense of imams. Okay. So it's more of a political difference when it comes to Muhammad and teachings, it looks like. Of course, it's always about politics and religion, right? Just like Catholics and Christians, right? So there's that. Elizabeth, that's what you believe, but no, I don't believe that. I believe it's just getting money out of a vulnerable woman in a desperate state of mind. Listen, you heard her say, she didn't say Abu Allahu Akbar. I don't think he's a radical either. I think he's just a international, needs things. And he sensed her desperation, because I'm sure when she got on the phone with him and had to explain all her problematic behavior and blamed it on being in an abusive relationship, is the reason that all the videos he may see of her are going to be disturbing. So she blamed it on Nader, right? And that's always been her. If I wouldn't have been abused, I never would have acted that way. But as we've learned from Canadian Horror Story, she's been acting this way since she was a child, since she was a teen. So she can't blame it on Nader. And her behavior is, if you ask me, it's her character. It's not even blamed on anything. It is who she is. Elizabeth, thank you so much. She says we're all sinners in the Western world. When did she say that? Because what's she going to do about Pete's? Yeah, I heard that Kuwait is dominantly Sunni. The way she was holding her finger is Sunni. Okay, I am Shia, and that is how I know. Okay, Maria, I believe you. Allah Akbar means God is great, yeah. He wants money. And possibly a citizenship, but definitely money. He's just taking a different approach. He's locking her in because he knows she's leaving in the next 72 hours to go back to Canada. And she could go back. Her family could change her mind. Somebody could talk some sense into her. And he's afraid of that because he wants that paycheck every month. And if she's not allowed to go back to Kuwait, how does the story end? How does this end? If she's forbidden to go back to Kuwait from all the things she's done while she was there. Maybe the government is holding her passport. They've been alerted. Authorities have been alerted to all the things she's filmed, the things she's done while she's in Kuwait. She's not representing their country well. I mean, what could happen if she's banned from going back? What if Canada bans her from going back? Like, what's the end result here? I mean, couldn't you have just done your 90-day fiancé thing instead of all the lies and the loopholes of government and this and that and then going and doing shahada? I mean, what's going to happen in the end? Because this is supposed to be a personal journey for you, right? You can't just throw in the towel now. If you reverted to Muslim, you cannot. If you're now a Muslim, you can't just go back to overeating, living with Pete, doing drugs, drinking alcohol. You can't do that anymore. You guys would both have to go live in another country. And truthfully, I think they just opened up another country for Syrians to go live. Do you think he's talking to other girls? I have no idea. Somebody said his Tinder was open again because they're keeping an eye on his Tinder. He was back on his Tinder. Maybe this ain't going to work out for him. Maybe she'll just keep sending him money if she thinks he's her husband. I don't know. I just hope she goes on her personal journey, and then this should resolve itself, right? Some point she will, and when she finally does, it's going to be bad. I know, especially if she's being scammed. Because what if they all are part of some sort of, I mean, this is not uncommon. This is more common than you can even imagine. So what if they are part of this ring where they can get money and they can procure money from vulnerable women, desperate women? We see it all the time, right? Because there's things out there that just make no sense. Yeah, if you're finding loopholes, you're not married, right? We know they're not married. We don't even have to discuss that anymore. You're not married. And I think you're trying to set things up so you can come back with a work visa. I don't think you're going back, Chantal. This is going to be very upsetting for you. But I don't think you can go back. And I'll eat my words. I promise you, if you get to go back on a work visa, I will be blown away. But the truth is, come on. How are you going to get Salah to Canada? This is going to take years. Can you do this for years? Where is Allah? Where's our Godfather? Where's Tony Soprano? He needs to speak on this. Yeah, he's been paid to be quiet. Go figure. Did she shut you up with $1,000 Canadian? there you go. What day is she flying back? She said she'll be back by the 30th. Her last day allowed there is the 28th. So I'm going to assume she's going to be flying home the 27th. I even called it. I said probably Friday. Get herself home. He's getting the bag, right? This is not uncommon. And like I said, every man she met, remember the one? We're officially in a relationship. Some guy, remember that guy? She hadn't even met him in person yet over in Canada. And every one of them wanted a place to live and they wanted money. Every one of them, including Nader. This is a grift. What if he's taking all the money she's giving him and he's securing himself in Kuwait, right? Investing it in business with Murad. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what he's using it for. Because what if he can't get to Canada and he knows that? He's going to continue to get money from her. By making her think he's in love with her, she's his wife. Now you're a Muslim, you must obey me. Whoa! Oh my God. The exchange rate changes every day too, don't it? Oh my God. Yeah, he's got that paid off car, the computer, the phone, the shoes. You remember, he's got like an Alienware, I think it's an Asus, that gaming computer. And all she wanted was somebody to fake love her and be part of a couple's channel. I would have aimed way higher than that, Foodie Beauty. I don't know. I think Chantal would believe anything, Gypsy. Anything he tells her. I really do. She did that with Nader. She believed everything he said. Remember, she said, he's lying. He's telling you on camera we're not in a relationship. And behind the scenes, you have no idea what he's saying to me. That's what's going on here, in my opinion. She's so desperate. Right, she can't see it. Has anybody ever met somebody like that in your life? Where you're going, do you not see what's going on here? And you feel like you need to beat your head on a wall? But the thing is they're so in love with somebody and the idea of a fantasy that they start to see as reality, and it's not. They don't see what's really going on because they're wrapped up in the fantasy. And he's already learned, he's probably been sent her YouTube channel and go, here's one for you. She loves foreign men. She gives them money, right? And then he had already researched her. And this will be really sad for her mental health. It'll really be sad. Yeah, you have to stop being friends with delusional people like that, because you know what? It don't matter what you say, they only see what they want to see. And their reality is not reality. This will land her unless she truly believes that Allah, God, is now in charge. She's a true believer. Even if this all comes out, she'll have her faith to get her through it, which she's never had before. And that's why she would be in a mental cycle of, I can't control my emotions, I can't control this anxiety, I can't control this feeling out of control. She'll put Allah in control. So even if this all blows up, if she follows the faith that she just swore to, she will be okay. Because she will finally start seeing things for what they are and not what she dreams of. Hopefully she stops live streaming and no more mukbangs. That's haram. No more. That's unhealthy. You need to start preparing healthy meals. I don't think she has any intention to actually take Islam seriously. And that's going to really affect her mental health when all this comes to light. Gypsy, I don't think she's smart enough. She's not smart enough. I'm sorry, she's not. Nader thinks he's the smartest person in the room. Look what he's doing to Dee Dee right now. He ran Chantal. He's running Dee Dee. Trust that. Right? Moving Dee Dee's mom into the one-bedroom condo. And that woman has a bank account with lots of money in it. And when Dee Dee was talking about, well, I want to spend my time with my mom till the end of her time, I don't blame you. I'm just saying. You need to protect your mom. All he talked about was $4,450 a month for the nursing home. He kept talking about the money. Well, Dee Dee talked about spending the rest of her time with her mom. See where we're at here? Do you know how uncomfortable it was when Nader was sitting on the bed feeding the woman? Holy crap. We're praying for Dee Dee's mom. And trust me, Nader will move her in. And while Dee Dee's at work all day, what's going to happen? Nader will be taking care of that woman who can barely move. Are you bathing her? Showering her? Feeding her? He makes everything his way. Oh my God. Elderly people have sensitivity to certain things. And they can't eat your greasy ass food every day. Oh my God. And all the spices and all the seasonings. Elderly people can't eat that. She better not be letting Nader bathe her mother. He'll take advantage of her too, yep. I seen Nader clean the toilet with his bare hands. That was disturbing. They make toilet brushes. They even make ones that you can throw away. You pull it out of the package. It's got the cleaner on it. You run it around. Push a button into the garbage. Gone. Nader. I would never, ever, ever do that, Dee Dee. I would move into a place that had a mother-in-law suite. I still wouldn't do it with Nader living there. Nope. I'm sorry, no. He is literally facing... No, he's been charged. He's facing court for essaying an elderly woman. What? Oh my God. Have you even seen shit like this in your lifetime? These women so desperate for a man that they can be talked into anything and everything. And if you don't think Nader's still going to try to milk shit out of Foodie Beauty when she gets home, you are sadly wrong. These guys do not give up until they've milked the cow dry. Trust that. No, I would never. Yes, May is older. Yes. Be cheaper to just rent a man there, right? Well, Foodie Beauty was doing it. Some of them were escorts. She wanted to prove to Nader that somebody wanted to marry her. God. Gypsy. Yes, it's a one-bedroom condo. They're sleeping on the couch. And that big old fake leather couch that makes all that racket when you sit on it, I think it folds out of bed. They've been sleeping in the living room because apparently a spirit in the night touched Nader's no-no spot and it freaked him out. He was probably like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hallucinating. Anyway, he don't want to sleep in that bedroom anymore. Or he made that shit up. so they could give that bed to Mama Didi's mama. He probably said, you know what? We don't even sleep anymore. He might have been working this game. Right? She's over there in the checkbook, right? He's over the shoulder one day. She's writing out the nursing home payment, right? Writing it out. And then you have to, in Mama, Didi's mama's checkbook, right? And then you know how you go up to the register and you deduct the amount, right? And he's seen that balance. He's like, snap. Forget Foodie Beauty, this bitch. Next thing you know, you're going to be putting a ring on it. You're going to put a ring on it. He's going to get his name on the deed to Didi's and Mama Didi's condo. Next thing you know, he just got an instant life. I mean, look where he's at now. He got out of prison. Went and lived at a trap house with some rat documentary guy who may or may not have been his friend. According to Chantal, they were more than roommates. Anyway, he meets Chantal. Before you know it, he's got a whole new wardrobe. He's got the newest of technology, right? iPhones, iPads, right? Every time she bought herself, like even a tripod, I want that. She takes it over, gives it to him. There you go. He's got all her cooking shit, her ninjas, all her expensive shit she had in her kitchen, just for looks, because we know Foodie don't cook. Anyway, right? All her spices, her pots, her pans, to do a cooking show. I mean, he's been milking her. And then Didi shows up. I live in Montreal and I have a condo. You should come live with me. Get out of this trap house. I have a beautiful kitchen for you to cook in. I'll film you. He's like, Montreal. Montreal. Foodie was already getting on his nerves anyway, but he knew he could keep Foodie too. We're just having fun with this. This is entertainment. So he gets over to Montreal, right? Already starts putting Didi in her place. He goes, nobody kick me out. I leave when I want to leave. And I do not leave before then. We seen it. He already pissed in every corner of that condo. Put a hole in every wall. Letting her know. Throwing shit. He likes to throw shit. String bean. Just firing shit across the house. Who throws shit? Like really? A kid? And you're like, no. Right? Didi's cool. She's chill. Really? Ha! She's desperate. She may act cool, but not her runs the show. Who in their right mind would take that man who's facing charges to their mother's nursing home and let them film sitting on the bed feeding their mother? And it was very disturbing. I had secondhand embarrassment for Didi. So stop. She's a big a fool and desperate as Chantal. End of. Yeah. And she's losing weight pretty quick, ain't she? Didi's definitely in a pickle. Her mother is in a home. Didi's mother is in a home. They're going to move her in because she's got a big bank account. All of a sudden, we're seeing $6,000 necklaces, which could have been Didi's mom's. Didi's mom might have bought that and it was in a jewelry box and he found it with the receipt. Then the next thing you know, the next day, they were up all night. I don't even know. I'm just saying. It's entertainment. I'm just saying. You can follow the bouncing ball, especially if you're lucid and free of any, narcotics or drugs or anything. You can kind of see what's going on. Like, whoa. That escalated quickly. Mm-hmm. Could be, Antonis. We already know that's how Chantal lost 50 pounds when she was with Natter. Because then once she quit doing that, because she damn near had a heart attack, Foodie Beauty, you can't do that stuff when you're 300 some pounds at 5'1". Anywho, so I've heard. I'm not into any of that shit. It creeps me out. My mom made me fear the thought of not being in your right mind. So that's why that's a good thing to do to your kids when they're young, right? Unless you're doing drugs at home and they see that you're, you know, just worthless, right? Because you just can't be a leader. You can't sacrifice for your kid to have a good life. Be active in their school, be active in their sports, be a part of their life. Let them know how important they are to you. So you're not a good parent if you aren't teaching your children that it will destroy you. Mentally, physically, it will destroy you. So if you don't teach your children that, right, they'll never be productive. You have to set an example. Absolutely, Travis. $1.99 on Super Chat. Dee Dee threw her life away for that degenerate. Yep. And now, and who knows? I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm telling you, we ain't turning the channel, Huey and Louie, until we see the end result of this story. Because this is absolutely out of my wheelhouse of comprehension. This is stupid shit 15 and 16-year-olds do. And then by the time they hit 20, 22, 23, right? They start going down the right path, learning from their mistakes, right? Could even be 25. But at 38 and 39 and 40 some years old, this is what you want for yourself? These guys that just want to milk you of all the money? I've met females that do this, but he loves me. Dee Dee's all, but he picked me. Yeah, he loves me. Yeah. You protect your parents. You protect your children. You protect your money. You're not married to these guys. They are going to milk you for everything you got and then walk away, leave you destitute. They exist. Do you think Salah is overfeeding her on purpose? Absolutely. It's not even that he's overfeeding her. He's just giving her whatever she wants because he don't care. He don't care about religion because overeating is haram. Haram. I like to say it like it's supposed to be said. I think haram. It's haram. He knows it. Right? He gave up. He don't care. Just give me my money. Eat what you want. I'll do whatever you want. I'll buy you a hamster that I'm going to let free once you leave. I will, like, whatever you want. He doesn't even like touching the hamster. He feeds her to make her happy so he can keep getting money. Literally her paycheck today. And she's going home. And I'm guaranteeing you she's wiring him more money. Food shuts her up, right? Yeah, he's definitely an enabler because he just wants what he wants. He's young. He's probably in the international scam game of how to get money out of elderly and desperate and vulnerable women. Tinder swindlers. Remember how many women he got money out of? Just making them feel like they were the one? We're talking, and the guy is out. Because the women gave them money willingly. Holy shit. I know, some Nodders went from a magician, right? To a chef, to now home healthcare. Oh my God. Can you just imagine him just shut up? Oh my God. Oh my God. And Pete, you're out. You'll move out of your own townhouse, won't you? Or when the lease comes up, she won't be able to get it in her name, so they'll both be out. He'll just be out of the security deposit because the place is trashed. Nader tried to keep the deal of getting her on better diet and exercise, but it all went literally to hell. Yeah, he didn't care. Just keep paying him. Fine. I'll starfish a big girl. Whatever. Pete needs a bit of reality. He's going to get it. Or this whole reverting to Muslim is a lie because she cannot live with him because he has male parts. She cannot. I don't care if he wears a dress every day. She can't. So that's a lie. I don't know if she's still paying the rent at the luxury villa. No idea. Well, I think Salah's gonna continue. Remember what she said when she first met him and they started FaceTiming and she quit going live like she did with Nader when she was with Nader, but he would FaceTime her all day. Constantly. He had to stay reining her in, telling her what she needed to hear, love bombing her, right? And doing the one eyebrow. Cutie pie, right? That's all she needs, right? He had to do that to hook, line, and sinker her. So what is he going to do to keep the money flowing to Kuwait when she goes back to Canada? If it's all about the money, which it's showing, it's all about the money, because he don't care if she overeats, even though it's haram. He don't care if she lives with Pete, even though it's haram, right? He don't care. So how is this going to continue on if she can't go back to Kuwait? It won't. He's done. Payday's over, buddy. Now that she took the Shahada, it's forbidden and against her religion to communicate and live with Pete. Yep. Let's see how she spins that story. Pete will only get into a dress when it's convenient for Chantal. Yeah, and he's still a male. Physically. Chromosomes. I have no idea if the owners of the townhouse really... She probably just tells them, it's just a show. We're playing characters. Don't believe any of it. She's got a way. She's got a way. This is going to be nuts. She really thinks Salah's in love with her. And she'll continue to give him money. Look at my little label. Isn't it cute? No Madness Boutique at the bottom. Oh my God, I love it. I have work to do, people. He will always be a male, yes, and they are against it anyway. Jamie Lynn! Remember Allah showed Salah how to transfer the money to his account? I'm wondering if he wrote down all the wire information from bank to bank. He wrote it down, or Allah did and took a picture of it, and they're all in this together when she leaves, and they just keep drawing out of her account. And he says, well, I'm your husband. Your money's my money. I tell you. Fuck. We will see her depressed, crying, raging, whether she tells us the truth or not. Oh my God. Of course he wrote it all down. They're not, listen. This ain't their first rodeo. I would change banks so fast with my YouTube Google account when I got home. I would. He's got her convinced they're married, and he knows they're not. This is, yeah, password change. I'd be on the plane fucking changing shit. Yeah, I would be on the plane. Oh my God, I'm so screwed. Right? You just met an online scammer in person and gave up your financial information. Ah! Oh my God. Definitely. He'll control her channel and her money. I know she doesn't want to believe he doesn't really love her. She just thinks it's a miracle that a 29-year-old single guy who's somewhat in shape, little spaghetti in the arms, right? Spaghetti noodle arms, more like angel hair pasta arms. Wanted to marry her over just pillow talk and a phone. And then she gets there and he's like, yup, you're exactly what I've been waiting for. Someone who doesn't like to go out and do any physical activities. And you've seen, he plays soccer. He rides four-wheelers. She sits at home, like Harry the hamster, overeats and sleeps. There's your dream girl, Salah. He's backwards, actually. I wonder what Allah says about why a 29-year-old never married. Don't know. She will continue to keep doing the same thing over and over. Didi and Nada are made from the same cloth. Didi and Chantal are made from the same cloth. They see somebody on a screen and they fall in love. That's what Didi did. She was a member on Chantal's channel and literally started flirting with Nader right in front of Chantal because she wanted him. I want him. I want him. I like controlling aggressive men. I like a man to tell me what to do and slap me around, throw shit. She's been in those relationships before. She was married to one that abused her. Weird. These women are weird. I don't know what happened to Allah and his babysitter. Somebody needs to reach out on his last video and say, where the hell are you? What's going on now? Are you in on this? Did she pay you to shut the hell up? Probably. Y'all over there wanting Canadian money. That's because they're all Bedouins. None of them are nationals. They are not allowed to even enjoy the riches of Kuwait because their ancestors were not born in Kuwait. Only nationals get to enjoy the beauty of Kuwait, the wealth, the business sector, the money. They're all considered immigrants, working immigrants. And if you don't hold up by paying your dues to Kuwait and you don't have a job, you're out. And they got no problem kicking you out. I told you about the family. Husband, wife, 2 kids. Husband lost his job because they started getting rid of the contracts during COVID. So they were hiding. They were living on a beach with their kids, hiding. Well, in a vehicle on the beach, I should say, not like laying out on the beach. Somebody turned them in, a national turned them in, kicked them all out to Syria. And they've never lived Syria a day in their life. They got booted out. Salah knows that. And that might be the reason he's trying to get to Canada. Or he's going to stay working and not be stupid and make sure he's got a big enough bank account, right? So he's set. In case anything happens to his job, he can still keep contributing. Because Chantal. This is a story for TLC or Dr. Phil, right? Dr. Phil has exposed so many of these scams that these desperate, lonely women fall for. And they'll sit there on the stage. He literally. So women are getting smarter. They want to see FaceTime. They want to actually see you, right? Not be catfished. Chantal catfished a man years ago. She knew what she was doing. She showed a picture of somebody else. She catfished some guy. He kept wanting to fly her. He paid for plane tickets. She was even a minor. That's how long she's been doing this shit. Oh my God. So anyway, it's too crazy for me. But anyway, Dr. Phil has literally been like, this is not him. You've sent how much money? 75 grand? They'll stuff it in books. Because the scammers have figured out how to get better at it. Because the post office started intercepting. Oh, this is just a book. Right? So they started learning to tape money in between the pages so they don't open the book. There's so many ways. It's all been exposed, right? And these women, these desperate, lonely women sitting on stage, I don't believe it. He loves me. I said, oh my God. How does that happen? Yeah, once he gets what he wants, he'll move on. Yep. Well, they're telling us that Salah has family in Canada and a sister, but do we know that for sure? How did they get there? Why didn't they sponsor him? If you'd come to the United States, you can sponsor family members. In fact, the things we do is crazy. We give them grants to start their own businesses, and they never hire any Americans. They just keep bringing their family over, and they use it all to bring their family over, right? So he would have had an easier chance to get to the United States than he would to Canada. Canada's a little more, 29-year-old single man, no. And they're not married. So she can't bring them over. And I don't know if they allow family members to bring family members over, especially single 29-year-old men. That Canada does not allow. Yeah, we don't know anything for sure. Right. They could be lying. We don't know if married man's his uncle yet. Oh my God. Is that where she was staying at that hotel? Married man is his uncle. They're refugees. That hotel's full of Arabic men. It was Syrian refugees. Could be, because she did talk about it was a motel full of refugees. And they were all introducing her to everybody. What is wrong with her? They're going to milk her for every dime. She's going to lose her channel. Everything's going to shit. So I guess she's got to fall flat on her face, hit rock bottom, flush down the toilet before she believes anything we're saying. Lung Babe says, I am 99% sure. I kind of called that out from the get-go when she was talking to Married Man, and her chat went on and said, I can't believe how low you went to sleep with a married man, blah, blah, blah. And then she said, well, I told him that I don't want to see him anymore because he's married. She goes, and then he put his nephew on the phone. And he's younger than me. I mean, he's not that young. And right then, and then all of a sudden there was Salah. And I said, he's married man's nephew. And he could be. She could be getting paid to try to bring him over here. But she's definitely spending her money on him. Why is she giving him money? What does he need money for? It's bullshit. I just feel like he's scamming her. I know she won't listen. Yeah, he did pop up right after that. Yep. Yeah, what is Kiwi Farm saying? Anyone know? God, I don't even want to go over there. I got too much to do today. I have way too much to do today to be dealing with the Kiwi Farms. Seeing what they think. They're the Wikipedia of Chantal. She has like 7,000 pages. Yeah, still no purple mattress. When she ends up in a psych ward, yeah, she'll definitely be able to apply for disability. And then she'll be living like every person she's ever made fun of, right? You just type in your search window on the internet, just type in Kiwi Farms Foodie Beauty. And boom, you're there. She slept with his uncle. Well, I figured that was the one she was really in love with. The married guy, the uncle, who said he would get a divorce to be with her. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, Kiwi Farms is a website. I don't know Norma Mac. She better not be using religion and insulting those women that allowed her to make that oath. It's just, it would be sociopath level of insanity. Yeah, like you care about nobody and nothing but yourself. That would be sociopathic. I would literally be convinced that that could possibly be the diagnosis if she were to get a proper diagnosis. Absolutely. Because when you start messing around with stuff like that and you literally don't care. I mean, pizza's one thing, cats are another, right? All this weird shit, lies, pathological lying, and creating all these new storylines for your channel, that's one thing. But when you actually showed us, like you giving your oath with these women, you just changed the whole dynamic. For real. You just changed it all. And then you go back home to Pete's, we'll know. Because I don't care what you say. He's not a woman, and you're not allowed to be alone with him in that condo, period. And that's that. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Oh my God. Yeah, that part will make a lot of people angry. She will lose even the dead subs. They'll come up out of nowhere and pull their subscriptions. Amen. Pete will do whatever Chantal tells him. Exactly. But he's got to be gone before she comes home. Or she can't go home. She needs to be in a hotel till he's gone. There's no excuse. Not even night number 1. Let's be honest, she's landing in Montreal, 10 miles from Didi and Nader. Pete's, whatever she's telling him in the background in text, he has no worries about leaving the villa. Doesn't matter if he's transitioning. She cannot live with him. They do not recognize transitioning. She just took an oath to Allah. The repercussions will be epic. Doesn't matter what either one of them say. They do not recognize transitioning. They recognize in the Quran that he's a man. End of. She cannot live with a man she's not married to. Doesn't matter if Salah gives the okay. He doesn't have the power. The Quran does. The religion does. Do you see how this could be all bullshit? Yes, Islam does not recognize that. Salah is Allah. Isn't Allah. Right. Salah is not Allah. And he doesn't even stop and pray for the call to prayer. We've seen it. He was in the car. And you have to. If you're giving an oath to follow the 5 pillars of Islam. Boy, oh boy, this is going to get interesting. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to piss off for the day. I can't wait to see what happens next. And if she doesn't do anything else, tomorrow we can go to part 2 of the Canadian Horror Story. Woo, woo, woo. If you haven't watched the first on my channel, we're covering it. So please do. All right, guys, I love y'all. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow. Unless anything pops off tonight, we'll be here for it. Because guaranteed, if she comes on raging, she's got to delete it. Which means we can watch it. Because she's going to delete it. I got to go have some lunch. Bye, guys. I love you. Bye now.